everybody, it is Minx, and this is my first episode of Minx Thinks. And so today, for my first episode, I figured I would do something a little bit close to home and talk about Twitter influencers, which is technically what I am. So, more specifically, I'm talking about Fin-Twit Twitter influencers. And so financial Twitter, basically anything to do with stocks, NFTs, crypto, something like that. So if you have been involved in the Fin-Twit world at all, I'm sure you have noticed that there are these certain people that have a lot of followers and they talk about stocks, NFTs, or crypto, depending on who they are. Some people do options. I mean, there's a wide variety of things people talk about. But the biggest things they have in common is they talk about something financial and they have a lot of people following them. And so basically I kind of wanted to go over a pros and cons list of things I have noticed since I started doing this, kind of, my experience as following Fin-Twit influencers and kind of my experience as being one. So let's just jump right into this. So pros. A lot of the Fin-Twit influencers are pretty cool, or they have pretty inspirational, pages or lives, or they do cool things. I mean, they make a lot of money and then they go and spend it on cool things, or they have financial freedom. They have time off to where they can just go on a cruise and, on a Wednesday, I just want to fly to Venice today. And I mean, I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to follow these people. Another pro is that it's pretty educational. I mean, you have a bunch of people that they have been doing this either a long time or they're just really good at it. Or, I mean, even if they haven't even been doing it for more than a year, you're still going to have lessons that you have learned that are really important to be able to pass on to the next generation of 1 year older traders. Or 1 year newer traders, I guess. And so, so really cool people, inspirational, really, educational things available. Another thing is that they usually are kind of the first ones to get to a momentum play, at least get people talking about it, finding a good stock and then being able to point it out to people. When you have a following of 50,000, 100,000 followers, it's going to be able to spread the word on this good piece of information a lot faster than someone who has 20 followers, for example. So there are some pros to it, for sure. As someone who is a Twitter influencer, I personally just like being able to kind of show off stuff I do that's cool, because it's it's inspirational. It's fun to be able to see this is what I can do if I'm disciplined and I learn how to trade and I, adopt some of these mindsets that these people are talking about. I personally enjoy sharing it. I want to see people succeed. If I can help that in any way, that is a big win for me. And so, but as far as cons go, you have to be really careful of scammers. I mean, I have seen some ridiculous things. I've even seen, there's been a couple people on Fin-Twit that have been arrested for security fraud, or at least looked into it with that. They, are in cahoots with CEOs. They, set unrealistic price targets that they're saying, oh, it's going to $1 when, everyone knows it's not getting past 2 cents. But if you're a newbie and you're, looking at this guy that seems to have all this experience, you might trust him. And then you end up losing a lot of money because they don't really care to give you their real price targets that they're planning on selling at. Because realistically, if you see a guy pumping that something with 8 billion shares is going to make it to $10 from a penny, they have no idea if that's going to happen. Stop listening to these people. Secondly, you need to consider the fact, tying in with this last point, you need to consider the fact there are real narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, people who do not care about you, have a low conscience, or have no conscience. They can fake emotions. They can be like, oh yeah, I'm totally there for you. They do not care if they hurt you. They do not care if you blow up your entire account. 0%. And so be aware that there are actually people like that. You can't just write that off as a possibility. So, another big issue is a lot of people only show their wins and don't show their losses. Even if you don't show your account numbers, you can be talking about oh, the market's going great right now. We're just about to turn around. I mean, it's like everything's pointing towards it's being really bad, but you're just going to keep saying, oh, no, it's good. It's fine. Don't worry about this, you know, all the issues around us that are going to cause the market to probably go down, or, you know, I mean, like, everyone's just way too overly optimistic sounding and like, oh, I'm always doing good, you know? And like, yeah, you can do good in a bunch of markets, knowing a bunch of stuff, but like, it gives people the false idea that like they are just doing terrible because the market's doing terrible. And so I don't think it's the best way to help people. But another thing is that a lot of times watching all these big traders trade all the time make you think that you need to trade every day, because everyone else is trading every day, and that's how you make all the big bucks, is you be disciplined and you trade every single day. Do not do that. Only trade when you are emotionally stable and your brain is working correctly, because you're going to trade so much better and make so much more money long term if you're not, you know, messing up your account on the days you don't feel good. Because you can easily lose money too. People act like that's not an option. You know, when you trade, you can lose money. So why trade when you're not at your best? Don't do that. So those are the main cons, you know? I mean, as long as you watch out for those things, it's still really, like I said, I don't know, it's fun to be part of the community, you know? You get to kind of follow a bunch of people and you get to see them interact, and I don't know, it's kind of like a cool little semi-workplace kind of thing. But thing to look out for moving forward with following someone, don't follow someone just because they have a really high following count. Figure out what they even do. If you're trading options, don't follow me. If you're doing NFTs, don't follow me. You know, I don't know anything about that. I had a guy message me and ask me how much he could pay me for me to teach him how to do NFTs. I'm like, I don't know anything about that. So why would you pay me to do, like, people don't even vet to like offer to pay, like, you know, he's offering to pay me and I didn't even know I didn't even do it. Like, that doesn't make sense. You need to figure out a way to vet them in a way that you can prove that they have any idea what they're talking about. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people on here that have no idea what they're talking about, and they're just saying a bunch of stuff, and you're going to lose money if you do that. So, lastly, do not finally... Let's try it again. Do not blindly follow anyone. Do not do it. If you don't know why you think the stock's going to go up, if you have no idea any information about the stock, you have no idea how to read charts, you have no reason you're doing this besides, you know, Mink said so, or besides Zach Morris said so, or whoever your Twitter influencer you're watching, do not just copy our trades. Because, like, first of all, I can buy into a stock at this price, and then I could sell it at this price. But you want to hold it until it gets up here, you know? But you know what it does? It goes whoop, and then it goes whoop, kind of thing. I already got out of a trade. I made money. You lost money. You have to know when to buy and sell for it to be useful information. So learn how to read charts, learn how to do DD on company, learn what makes stocks move, and then take our suggestion maybe. But like, only if you think it's a good idea fully. Has to be your belief that this is a good trade. Don't do it because someone else said to. So that is gonna be it for this Mink Stinks video about Twitter influencers. So hope that was helpful, and hope that saves you some money long term from not getting into a bad position with a Twitter influencer. And then also say good job, or you know, say thank you to some of your favorite Twitter influencers, because it's, you know, it can be a lot of work coming up with content for people and just staying engaged. So just say nice words to them and they'll be happy. And so, okay, bye.